My name's Mark Milkovich, fly fishing guide for Silver Creek Outfitters. As a child, I was fortunate enough to spend all of my summers on the Madison River, and I actually got my start in the guiding business when I was 13 years old for a company called Madison River Outfitters on the Madison below Hebgen. And for $15 a week plus room, board, and tips, I guided for the Elliots. I did that for a couple of years and then had to deal with finishing school, having a career, and whatnot. I had a business career in Seattle, primarily doing turnarounds of small troubled businesses. My wife and I retired to Sun Valley about 10 years ago, and I was asked originally by Bill Mason to guide for him. I did most of my business at Silver Creek, so I asked Dave Faltings what kind of guide Bill would be to work with. And Dave said, well, if you're going to guide, why don't you guide for us? So that was my hiring process at Silver Creek Outfitters. So I've been guiding there 10 years now. Most of the trips I take are on Silver Creek. The other half are divided between the Big Lost and the Big Wood. I'm fairly busy during the heart of the season, but I am a seasonal guide. So basically I'm guiding from July 15th through early August. 3, 4, 5 days a week when it's really busy. I'm more the coaching type. I will say that there are times when you have somebody who is just has their heart so set on something that if it's, I look at this and say, listen, my primary responsibility is to give them what they came for, okay? But I really do fall into the coaching side, and that's part of the reason why the casting instruction is so important to me and why I'm so involved in that. I want them to be successful from what they've done, not so much to be successful because of what I've done for them. So that's kind of my take on the thing. And I really look for people who want to become self-sufficient anglers. I'm looking for that customer who is going to go away because they've developed enough skills to fish on their own. Now that doesn't mean they're not going to call me back and so forth, but I really want them to be able to pick up the rod, drive to the river, and fish on their own. That's a success for me. That means we start with knots, we talk about bugs, we do the casts, we talk about reading the water, all of that stuff. I want them to be competent to do that on their own. That's the real driver for me. One of the things I hope for, Bryant, is that people see a connection between casting instruction and high quality casting instruction and not just maintaining but growing our sport. Somebody once told me that with the divorce rate as high as it is, there are a lot fewer children learning to fly fish, and I believe that, okay? Fly fishing takes time, and in a two-parent household it's a lot easier to have that time to teach a child to fly fish. So something has to make up that gap if we want the sport to grow. We've got to make it easy and reasonably quick for people to learn to do this sport. And long run, I think if we make a contribution, that will be the contribution we'll make. And I know that for the shop owners we're going to approach and ask them to use this program, that's a big part of what drives them. It's not just that the sport is there for them, but they want to see the sport continue.